The man swung his sword in a blur of steel, taking down the enemy in a single lethal strike. The entire orc army, ready for a counterattack, froze in their tracks. Nobody expected a human to be this ruthless. Terror washed over them as they realized they were outmatched. They had no choice but to bow down and surrender their crown, the ultimate symbol of their power. Everything was moving toward his coronation, but then the tables turned. Just as a soldier lifted the crown to place it on his head, the man suddenly flipped it. Hidden, razor-sharp spikes inside the crown were driven straight into the soldier's neck. The attack was so fast and unexpected that the soldier didn't stand a chance. In an instant, the entire orc horde swarmed him. At first, he fought back with everything he had, parrying every blow and cutting through enemies like a whirlwind, but the numbers were endless. He was surrounded with no way out. Within moments, he collapsed to the ground, overwhelmed. The orcs didn't stop. They kept hacking away until his body went completely still. Only then did they step back to stare at the remains. But then, something impossible happened. His eyes suddenly ignited with a terrifying glow. A massive burst of energy exploded from his body, and everything in the vicinity instantly froze. It was as if time itself had come to a standstill. When things finally returned to normal, the orcs slowly regained consciousness. But the scene had changed. The man's body was gone. All that remained were his clothes and a deep, dark pool of blood. No one understood what had just happened. He wasn't dead. He had become something else. As the orcs began to celebrate their victory, the blood on the ground started to move. It slithered into the cracks of the earth, descending into the deep dark, morphing into a terrifying black liquid. It vanished into the shadows. Waiting. Years turned into centuries. Then one day, that black liquid erupted from the ground. It ensnared a nearby rat, draining its life force in an instant. It was growing stronger. It moved through the tunnels, consuming everything in its path, getting bigger and more dangerous with every kill. 100 years later, it finally emerged from the dark caves and stepped into the world of men. A carriage sped past on the road. The black liquid slid silently under the wheels and latched onto the vehicle. A moment later, no one inside was left alive. Screams echoed through the air as the horses bolted in terror. Then the black liquid slowly began to take the shape of a man. A new face, but the same ancient, dark power within. He stepped off the carriage, his eyes burning with a single purpose: hatred.